There is something out there which threatens our very existence and may be the end to the human race as we know it. I'm talking, of course, about Manbearpig.
Manbearpig?
Yes, so we have come up with a new build, and it is very silly. Manbearpig, or Bowbeardin. So it is a paladin bear that uses a bow that surprisingly works. It is very silly to look at, but it's fun and it's funny, and it does some damage. There's lots of different ways to build it. You can really build it with any element because paladin has all the auras. So except for poison, of course. So any element that the paladin can do, you can do it with. I will show you each setup. I will show you how I build each one, and we'll go through some maps. So let's check out Manbearpig. All right, so first things first, I just want to show you how it works. I want to show you that it works. So we'll do it real quick. And we'll get back into it. So here you'll see you're a bear, and you do melee attacks, and you're shooting off arrows. So what the heck? What's happening? Now I will show you. See? So let's go through the gear. Let me show you why it works. So first, you're using Beast. Beast is going to activate bear form, so you can see +3 werebear. So you're using that to activate bear form, and then you're swapping. What are you swapping to? You're swapping to a demon machine. Now, the weird thing with bear form is it needs certain increased attack speed breakpoints to reach max frames, which is 4. It just so happens that a demon machine, every weapon is unique to itself. On weapon increased attack speed and off weapon increased attack speed are not made equal. So there's a lot more weight that comes to on weapon increased attack speed. So there is a calculator. I will plug it in for you at the bottom that you can actually look at. And in fact, I will just pull it up for you right now when you're thinking about this stuff. So you see, you go to Paladin, you go to Werebear. Obviously, it's standard skill because it's all you can do in Werebear form as a Paladin. And as you saw, I was at 100. Excuse me, that's off weapon. So you go to Demon Machine, plug it in, and you add in your weapon increased attack speed. So you can see here, right? So I have 0 off weapon increased attack speed, and I have 100 on weapon increased attack speed. Because as you saw, I had a Demon Machine with 5 shells in it. So you go down in your list, and you can see that 95 increased attack speed is needed to get to max frames. So in fact, what I can even do, I have 100, so I have 5 more than needed. So in fact, what I can do, I'm just kind of showing you this live, just because it's nice to kind of see the thought process. Well, I don't have a Hellrune, that's okay. So what I could have done is put 4 shells and a 15 increased attack speed jewel with whatever I needed, with if I needed resist, if I needed ED, if I needed anything, right? Whatever else rolls with increased attack speed. So that's something you actually find out. You can see that, okay, I only need 95, and you can get there as best you can. Obviously, things change when you add Fanaticism Aura, right? So if you look here, you'll see that 0 and 0 is 9, but if I add 10 Fanaticism Aura, see, it drops it to 8. So it will show you what you really need depending on what you're running, right? And again, if I added in 100 off weapon IS, right, it'll make another little column there that tells you, oh yeah, here's what you need. So if I did 200, it'll make another column there, right? So that's how I use the calculator. But anyway, long story short, it works. I'm at max frames. So okay, the idea behind the build. You're turning into a bear, you're attacking way faster than you would have, you getting a lot more defensiveness, and you can use hunger for more increased, for more faster run walk, which up to you if you want to do it. I'm already built pretty fast. So you're getting in there, you're proccing Demon Machine, it's casting out multi-shots, and it works, right? You look at your damage, you're up to 13k. So you got nice damage, right? do that just because I need to. So you got good damage, 13k. In fact, you'll even have more because you'll see my Merc has Lava Gout. So let's go back to here. So I was kind of disjointed, right? I wanted to explain how it worked. So Demon Machine, you're proccing the multi-shots. I'm using Curas for the fire resist and increase fire damage, right? 3 socketed Curas. This is also giving you res, which is kind of hard to get in this build. It's giving you cannot be frozen. I'm using a +1 Maras, right? So again, more res, more plus skills because you're just pumping up your holy fire. I'm using Quiver with Pierce. Now I don't need that increased attack speed. You already know it's not necessary because we're reaching max breakpoint with that. This just happened to roll increased attack speed. But what I liked about this is it had Pierce and it had fire damage, right? I'm using Mermans just for speed because you just want to move fast because you're a walking class, you're a bear. I'm using a BK ring for +1 with life after kill and a Wisp +1 with life after kill, right? Because you don't really have any life after kill in this build, so you do need to get it somewhere. And I think the ring is the best spot. I'm using a Razor Tail with Pierce, and I'm using Steel Rend with Pierce. So you can see my Pierce is 99, so just shy of 100, which is fine. The reason I'm using Steel Rends is because I need these for Splash, right? So remember, we take Splash for granted. It doesn't just come with every weapon, right? Well, it comes with most weapons, but it's not built into your character. It's built into the weapon. So the weapon has Splash, and that's why you splash, right? But if I take off these gloves, I'm no longer going to splash, okay? So it might be hard to notice until you see the comparison, but I'm only attacking one mob at a time. But if I put these back on, oops, you'll notice that these mobs I'm gonna splash on them, right? They're gonna die multiple mobs at a time. Okay, so it is a lot more damage. So you do want to splash. I got a fire immune there. You can see how I deal with him. Okay. So splashing is important. So you want to splash. So okay, more disjointed. Sorry, I'm trying to show examples as I go through it. Right, Demon Machine, Kiras, Maras, Quiver, Speed, BK Ring, Razor Tail, Wisp, Steel Rend. I already went through all these. That's why I'm going fast. And last but not least, I always forget to show the armor. Innocence, right? Why Innocence? Because it's giving you Blade Shield, which is helping with your on striking, because the more procs you get from your Demon Machine, the more damage you will do, the better packs you will clear. Okay. Just offensive skillers with FHR and faster run walk, right? So your FHR kind of sucks with this build. You do need some extra FHR, so you want to get that in your small charms. So this gets you there. I could probably do one less and not, yeah, I could do one less and still be at cap. So that, or still be at 54. So that's fine. I could probably throw in another faster run walk, but that's all right. On swap, you just have CTA and lidless, of course, and then you're gonna swap in your beast. These are pluggy things. These are life all res, right? So obviously you're not gonna really find these. +2 Annie and Hellfire Torch. And the Mercenary. So Mercenary's built pretty much as you would expect. Well, maybe not. Infinity and an active Mercenary with Defiance. So this is obviously giving you nice Fire Pierce. Conviction Aura is just great, of course, for any element. Lava Gout, because this is giving you Enchant Fire, which is going to be helping with your fire damage and with your attack rating. Just normal String of Ears for survivability. Mermans as well, just so he keeps up with me. Flickering Flame, this is important because this is giving you Fire Resist Aura, which is actually adding to your fire damage. You don't benefit from anything else from this aura other than it just helps you with your fire damage. I guess it's giving you Fire Resist, but it's not giving you max Fire Resist. And then Might, right? So Might is just helping with a little bit more physical damage, right? Might as well just help your damage and helps your Merc at the same time. So that's nice. There are other ways you can build this, right? You can use an Act 1 Mercenary, you're just losing Conviction Aura. So I like it this way. Right, so like I said, you go through any any element. So when you look at the build, right, there's obviously you see a lot of skill points remaining. All I'm building this as is just the element, right? So you can either do Holy Fire, right, and you just do all of the synergies with Blessed Aim, and then you do Resist Fire and Salvation. Okay, you can do Holy Freeze, you can do Holy Shock, you can do any element, right? And I have setups for each. I have cold facets in here, and I have fire facets in here. Or excuse me, lightning facets in here. You can even do, for my Silver Surfer fans, you can do Sanctuary, right? Same thing. It's just magic damage. Now, what I would say is if you do Sanctuary, you don't need Act 2 Mercenary with Conviction. You can use your Act 4 Light Mercenary and just pump up his damage with Asylum. And I'll show you that, right? So, again, I'm in Plugy, or I'm not in Plugy anymore, so I can't show you here. But I will show you in, I'll pop back over to Plugy real quick. But yeah, I just wanted to show what the gear is and that it works. So let's just kind of run through, and then I'll show you a couple examples. Right, so it is a little annoying. If you want to use Hunger, you can. Right, you gotta go to Hunger. So that's kind of a frustrating thing. You gotta pop over to your Beast, eat a corpse every 30 seconds to be able to move faster than this. But I mean, that's again, it's super silly, but holy crap, it works, right? And you can even kill fire enemies. Yeah, so the kind of annoyance is if you want a CTA, you got to pop over to your CTA, and then if you want Hunger, you got to pop over to your Hunger, or to your Beast. So you don't necessarily have to do that. You don't have to use Hunger, but if you like the extra speed and you don't mind the quick respec or quick weapon swap, then sure, go for it. But yeah, it does well. And I'll just speed over to the boss so you can see the boss, because he actually has some surprisingly good boss damage. So we'll just zoom over here, just melt through these cows, and we'll go to the boss. And like I said, I will show you the rest of the elements. I will pop over to Plugy and do it real quick. Yes, this is cows. Yes, I know cows are going to die quicker to elemental. I do have a couple more maps that I will show. I'm not going to do it for everything. This video is going to be long as anything if I tried to show you every single map. But I'll show you some maps just to show that it works. And it does, and it's fun, and it's silly. But those are the best builds. And it's just so funny to see, man. The best part is when you will get these procs. Are we at boss room? No, not yet. You will get these procs that will proc off of procs, right? You'll start walking through, and you'll just keep procking these multi shots, and you're not even hitting the mobs, and you're just walking through, and they're dying because the procs just keep procking all the procs. It's just funny. All right, we got boss coming up. Let's find her. There she is. Let's lock onto her, and you can see how quickly she dies. So pretty darn good for the Bowbeardin or Manbearpig. All right, that's that. Let's get on over to Plugy, and I will show you some different iterations of the build. Right, so we can show. We already did fire. Let's do freeze. So as usual, cold, salvation. Shouldn't need to change anything else. Can't use CTA, unfortunately, because Plugy only gives you the skill if you're wearing the item when you log out. So because I need bear, oops, on my swoops, holy freeze. So there you go. There's your holy freeze damage. Obviously not as great as fire, but it's not supposed to be. And the nice thing is you are much more defensive because you have holy freeze. So you're slowing mobs a lot. Alright, so 9k max should be 40. 9k max, and you're actually getting some extra cold damage, like Merman Sprockets. You're getting. You could wear a Raven's Frost for that cold damage, but I think +1 is probably going to be a little more important. Well, we can actually see. Actually, let's experiment. I have a Raven Frost loaded in the chamber. Check real quick. So there's damage. Okay, so Raven Frost, the added cold damage is actually better than the added damage from +1. So good to know. Actually, wasn't sure of that. Never checked that. But you don't really need it because you have Kira's. But you could also, because of that, you could probably use, you can get your damage even higher by using a Nightwing, right? Plus cold skills, plus cold damage. So Nightwing's Veil is definitely another option. I was using Kira's just because of the CBF and the resistances are kind of hard to get without Kira's. But I mean, sure, go for Nightwing, go for damage. Find your resistances elsewhere. So it's definitely something you could do. So that's cold. I did say I wanted to try out another map. So I didn't actually show that on fire, but let's just show it on cold. Just so you can see that it's not just cows that it works with, it's anything. Right? I mean, before I even like they just melt, man. It's very funny. And it's so safe, right? I mean, your defense is insane, right? Because you have Werebears giving you extra defense. You have a big ol' Innocence. You have your Mercenary who's giving you Defiance Aura. See what Combat Shrine does, not much. Yeah, so super nice. It works. You go through maps. You can get yourself faster if you really want, but if you want to just build it into your gear, that's fine. And you go pretty fast by yourself. So whatever. Manbearpig. All right, let's go to Holy Shock. I'm just gonna do cows again. I wanted to show you at least once that it works in non-cow maps, but it's just more fun to kill cows and it's just fun to see. So Holy Shock, same thing. You could use what's it called? You could use, what am I doing? Blessing. For Holy Shock, I would actually use an SOJ. Right, so SOJ can be used here because that's got nice lightning damage. You could probably even use them, what's it called? High Lords, because that also has lightning damage. Can't really use anything here. You need that Pierce. You need big Pierce. But, you know, I'm sure you can mess around with the gear. There's some gear that adds Pierce that you could use. There's some boots that could add Pierce. There's some gauntlets. But I think you do need... you need that melee splash, that's important, and you do need Pierce. And this is just kind of how I decided to build it. I tried lots of different options before making this video. So here's your lightning damage. So we're at 40. I think we have all our synergies. Yes, we do. And I don't have that on. Oops, I didn't put on my cures with cold. So cold damage will get even better. But there you have it. So here it is with light. You see, cures actually adds a lot. All right, so 3k additional. So cures with lightning facets, I mean. So I think we're ready now. All right, so this is way more damage, but obviously lower max damage. But you think of any multi-shots on, and you want the higher max. So maybe lightning is the better way to build it. Maybe you go Griffs and you figure out how to get your resists and your CBF elsewhere. But I just like Kira's because it has such nice resist and it has such that nice CBF. And just the all-around Pierce is very nice. So yeah, lightning definitely works as well. And also the nice thing is you're summoning a lot of imps, right? You see at the bottom, 6% reanimate as demon imp. So it kind of helps you, right? Kind of just helps keep pressure off of you. Attracts from, you know, any kind of archers all focusing on you. And, you know, you're fast enough that you can kind of chase down the mobs that may stray away from you because of the imps. So not a big deal. Okay, so that's lightning damage. Lightning obviously works. And you're seeing all I'm changing is just the Kira's, right? And it's not even necessary. As you saw, I forgot to even put on the cold one. I just used the fire one. So really, all that extra, all these facets and shit are not that necessary. It's just adding a little bit more to your damage, so might as well go for it. So if you do decide to go like Griffs and you just need resistances, so you just throw ums in it, sure, go for it. Why not? You know, different ways to build this. You don't necessarily need facets. You don't need all that stuff. It works nonetheless. So, okay. Last but not least, I'm going to show you, again, for my OG Silver Surfer fans, I'm going to show you the setup for the Silver Surfer, for magic, excuse me. We're going to get a light mercenary, Hellborn, sure. And we're going to put his gear on him. Right, so, sorry if I'm doing this fast. I'll show you at the end. After I put it all on. Now what I would do here is just wear, right, so you do need, I'll show you. I think just mermans, yeah. All right, so what I switched, or first off, how I built the Merc, just like I did Silver Surfer, right? Asylum, Occultist with FCR, Grip Size with +1, Spirit Shard +1, Arachnid, and Merman Sprocket. He's at max max cast rate. So actually he's got even higher. So you can probably drop, you can even drop these and just put on something else. But whatever. You figure that out yourself. So I'm a little higher than I even need to be. Just need to get him to max FCR. And then what did I do? I put on a Shaco with +1. What they have in them is just life after each kill. Jewels, they're pluggy jewels, so they're like way stronger than you need. But I mean, you can like fire lightning damage. That's not usual to Shaco. But yeah, just life after each kill is all you really want for there. You can even maybe put like again another armor or something. So yeah, you get that life after each kill, and that helps you out. But you really just want the +3 just to get a higher Sanctuary Aura and higher magic damage from Sanctuary. So plug in your synergies, Might, Blessed Aim, and then Holy Sword. Then you're ready to rock. Put your Sanctuary Aura on. Whoops, that's not Sanctuary. Get back into cows. Now, funny thing, these cows have magic absorb, so you'll actually do better than you would think. Right, so obviously the damage is a little less, but it's magic damage, and you have a giant magic damage Mercenary, and you have Pierce built into your build from that Sanctuary Aura. So you don't really need to worry about Infinity or anything like that. And it looks pretty, as usual. That's why I loved the Silver Surfer, because it just looks pretty. And you're getting pretty much twice as much damage because your Mercenary is proccing those Fist of Heavens from Asylum. So, yeah, you're still doing just great damage. Your Mercenary's still helping you out. I think it's a little less damage than some of the other ones you saw. Obviously, I think Fire and Lightning are probably going to do the best damage. I think your best bet. I think the minimum damage from Fire is helpful, whereas Lightning tends to be very spiky. So yeah, sometimes you do good damage, sometimes you don't. But obviously the nice thing about magic damage is the versatility, so you have so many more maps you can do. Oops, I forgot about my Spirit. A little more damage. So again, works. Build it any way you want. Choose your own adventure. So there you go. That is the Bowbeardin Manbearpig that I've been working on. That is a lot of fun. That surprisingly works. So if you are an enjoyer of silly builds that work and that's going to make people say, dude, what are you using? Then go for it. Try it out. Build it. You can actually get it started pretty easily. Right? Like I showed you the GG version of everything, but you don't really need all that extra stuff. You can just use a base Kira's 5-socketed Demon Machine are not expensive. You don't necessarily need, right? You don't need mermans. You can use like, you know, if you're just trying to get your pierce up. So the higher your pierce, the better. You can use treads for a little extra pierce. So lots of different ways to build it. I just build it this way specifically, but it won't take too long to get you off the ground. Really, the only thing you really need is Beast, obviously, to get into bear form. So that's when you're starting out, probably going to be the most expensive thing. And then from there on, it's just how to increase your procs, and how to just increase your speed and, you know, max out that pierce and get some life after kill. So anyway, that is the build. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you like it and if you think it's the dumbest thing in the world. And I'll agree with you because it is dumb, but it works. So, like I said, yeah. Any opinions, questions you think, and just let you know, I have tried different builds. I have tried Aqua and Vigor. I have tried other stuff. Like I think this is the best way to do it. So yeah, let me know what you think. If it's fun, if it's something you think you'll try. Maybe not as a season starter, but maybe something later in the season. Just when you got plenty of runes to drop and you're doing something for fun. So, as always, if you enjoy the videos, please like, please subscribe. I always love you guys' support. I always appreciate the support. Anyway, that's it. Have a good rest of your day. See you later.